Guys, welcome to this channel once again. My name is Emmanuel, and in today's session, I'll be teaching us on how to record our expenses in Sage 50. All right, how to record our expenses in Sage 50. All right, so this session is particularly beneficial to everyone, all right, that is making use of Sage in their line of business. The accountant, the manager, the cashier, the sales personnel, etc. All right. So this video is particularly on how to record your expenses in Sage 50. Okay, I'm going to close this. Right. So the first thing that you would want to do to record your expenses in Sage 50. At this note, we are assuming that the transaction have been completed, right? The approval processes have been completed, all right? And now you just need to record it um in Sage 50. So what you would need to do is to go to task, all right? When you go to task, you look for write checks, write checks, right? Don't forget, you go to task, right? And you locate write checks, write checks, then you click on it. Now, when you click on write checks, right, a dialog box will appear. A dialog box will appear. All right. So in this dialog box, we have different options. We have file, we have edit, we have go to, we have windows, we have help, we have close, new, we have list, we have save, we have print, we have delete, journal, event, report, etc. All right. So the first thing we want to do here is to say which vendor. Let's take, for example, we want to record expenses that was being incurred for electricity. All right. So I believe in your different offices, right? You make use of electricity, and I'm sure you pay for it, either prepaid or postpaid, whatever it is, but you pay for it, right, as an expense. Okay. So now you would need to select the name of the vendor. In this case, being electricity, we would need to select the name of the company that this payment is going to. So right here, I have, oh great, I have Eco Electricity, for example, right? You may not be in Lagos, right? Yours might not be Eco Electricity. You may be in Kaduna, you may be in Zamfara, you may be in New York, you may be in UK, all right? So now this is Eco Electricity as the vendor. You will need to select the vendor. The next thing is the check number. Remember, when you are making transactions, you are writing check, either you are making transfer, there is always a number, right? Like a reference number, all right, that accompanies that transfer or that accompanies that check. For check, there is always the check number, which is about 8 digits, right? Like the first number down the check. So you need to enter it here. All right. So for the sake of this training, I'm just going to enter 12 as a check number. All right. After doing that, of course, you enter the right date. Today's date is already showing there, which is February 18th, 2025. All right. So the next thing is, which accounts do you want to use to make these payments? Right. If you click on this button, you are going to see the list of options of all the accounts that have been created on this system, right? So it could be different. It could be UBA, it could be Fidelity Bank, it could be Access Bank, it could be United Bank, any kind of bank that you are making use of, right? That you have created on this system and you want to use to make this payment. In this case, I didn't name any particular bank. I just created it bank, right? I didn't say UBA, I didn't say Zenith, I didn't say Fidelity. I just decided to choose bank with the understanding that it is from these accounts that we are using to pay for electricity. Now, I've chosen that. The next thing is, how much is on the invoice? How much is on the invoice? Let's say the invoice is 125,000 for the month, right? Or let's use dollars, $125. $125,000. Oh, that's too exorbitant. Okay, let's say 25,000. That's still too exorbitant. Or let's use $1,900. All right, $1,900 is the amount that we are paying for electricity for this month, right? I've chosen the vendor, which is Eco Electric. I've chosen the date, the check number, and I've chosen the payment accounts from which the money is coming out from. The next thing that I need to do is I would need to select the expense accounts where these expenses would be recorded. The money is leaving the bank. I've credited the bank, all right? And the money is entering or hitting an expense head, which is electricity. In some cases, some people might categorize it under utilities, all right, depending on what you have created to be used to record such kind of expense. But in this case, I created electricity, right? So I'm going to choose the expenses. Can you see that electricity is an expense account here? So I'm going to select electricity, and this is the description, all right? I may choose to write a different description. Let's say being amount of or being amount spent on electricity for the month, all right, on electricity. And after doing that, the next thing is to do what? Is to click on save. And as you click on save, automatically these expenses will be recorded for you in your statements of profit or loss, right? And it would also be deducted from the statement of financial position, all right, under your current assets where the bank will be reduced. Okay, so I'm going to click on save, right? Clicking on save now, it means it has recorded automatically. How do I confirm if this transaction has been recorded successfully? First, right here and now, I'm going to click on these lists, right? I'm going to click on list. So when I click on list, it's going to pop up the list of all the expenses that have been recorded on this system. All right. Fortunately for this period, within the months of January and February, this is the first expenses, and that is why it is showing here because we just did this. So if you want to see, you can double tap. It will take you back to how this was recorded. Now, that is one way of checking if this actually saved correctly. The next way of checking is for you to go to your reports, right? And to go to your reports, you look for your financial statements and you select your profit or loss account. I'll click on OK. So it's going to display. Right? It's going to display to tell me if these expenses was recorded or not. So I'm going to select the month which I created this. Okay, now I created it in the month of February 18th. Sorry, in the month of February, all right, 18th precisely. So that is why it is showing here as $1,900, and that is just the easy peasy process of recording your expenses in Sage 50. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share